it's been fine. I don't know about you, but of course, from the business and the perspective, well, I can get to really understand probably how things. I cannot tell how things have really gone as compared to how you've really experienced it. I may not really understand it, but regardless, of course, quite upset for those probably that probably have not really gotten the best, but of course we hope for the best the coming week. Well, on top of that, today's a Friday, and I know majority of the schools actually, it's the official date of closing down schools is 25th of August. And now for the holiday makers, we urge you to really get in there and, develop yourself. Don't just waste your time. You still have quite a great time. Masi, good morning. How are you?
Well, good morning, Andrew. Good morning, everyone. And of course, today is a Friday, and we are getting into the weekend. How prepared are you to set off for the weekend? But of course, actually, I must say, my greatest problem this week was waking up. I've had trouble waking up, but then, it's all attributed to what happens over the weekend.
Perfect.
How ready you are by Sunday. So if you're not ready by Sunday, if you're heavy, the eyes are heavy by Sunday, that means the whole week is going to be like that.
But sometimes they say when you start the week but not in the right modes, you can finalize it well.
Yeah.
And they say if you start well sometimes, and anyway,
it's all just methodology and whatever things people say. But of course, just to remind you that, of course, we're here as Smart Men's Business to give you the very information that you need, today being a Friday. And of course, like you said, school students are receiving their report cards, and now parents are lined up. Scrutiny on scrutiny. I know. Yeah. I know the feeling of your parent coming to pick you up, and they have to check your report card. And probably the performance wasn't well, and you have to go for coaching.
Yeah. Holiday studies.
Yeah, so but endeavor to make sure you do help your parents with housework, do a little bit of revision, because you're getting into the third term, which is the final term, which determines. Yeah. The third term usually determines it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ready to move to the next level? Yeah, same applies to these last months we are left with.
Perfect.
Are you ready for 2024? Yeah.
All right, very interesting in that. But of course, still to remind you that it's a Friday and it's the final day for the markets on the Zero platform. That is to be operational for this week, and to participate in this market is quite very simple. They just there start 292 hash, and you will be available with options to be where you will be able to actually buy bonds and securities. The fee is just 15,000 you get in shillings, but of course you can still choose to invest more than that. But Zabu says, well, just come with 15,000 get in shillings, and we can grow together. Now the markets will open at exactly 8:15, run all the way to 3:15 p.m. That is East African time, effective Monday up to Friday. Apart from the weekends, the public holidays when you can access these markets. But of course, away from that, you have the rest of the days to capitalize and make money. Well, something which I believe it's quite key and instrumental when it comes to your financial growth and development. That's why Zebo says, my money, my future. And Elder to East Africa tells you, well, you gotta do something new for yourself. I remember it is 2023. Well, at this point in time, as we kick off straight to our morning call, and of course something to do with 16 factories, of course, to be commissioned, which is going to be creating about 25,000 jobs for the Ugandans out there. Yeah, now of course in a bid to fight escalating unemployment that is in the country, the government launched that is the Uganda Mbale Industrial Park project that will create 25,000 jobs directly. Unemployment in the country, and these are quite an initiative, an industrial park there. Now, of course, speaking ahead of the commissioning and launching of the new 16 factories, the industrial park, that is yesterday, Morrison Rakakamba, that is the chairman of board of directors for Uganda Investment Authority, definitely said that the park has had capacity of about 60 factories, and that this is an opportunity that is for the agency, the government-related body, to employ about a number of people, 25,000 jobs to be created. Now, he said over 5,000 Ugandans already employed at the different factories, and that is at the park, especially in Nepal, Light Technologies Limited, which manufactures LED bulbs. You know, there is Aborn Personal Care, which manufactures washing detergent, and Victoria Cables. These are also electric cables, Sugar Textile, and many more. You know, part of the industrial. Of course, the different industries that are going to be producing the different materials from that zone. Now, of course, you noted that while creating jobs, the government will still be saving. That is, will be saving by manufacturing several products. Of course, the country has been importing. Now, industrial park is on about 619 acres of land and about 5,000 Ugandans are already employed. That is at the different factories in the park. Now, the new factories will be manufacturing, that is of clothing. There is metal shells production. There is production of tempered glass. Then there is furniture, paint, LED bulbs, cable and wires, diapers. Of course, you noted as a result. So it's quite a wide range of products which really will be creating increasing demand as a result. Now, of course, the existing ones are already manufacturing television sets, electric meters, phones, bed covers, blankets, and of course most of other things that the country Uganda used to import now are being manufactured in here, and they are providing employment. Now at full capacity, the industrial park will employ, that is over 25,000 people directly, and many more will be employed indirectly. Noted. Now he further revealed that the government also approved money that is for infrastructure, and of course infrastructure development, that is the different industrial parks across the country, totaling up to 110 million US dollars to take care of the industrial roads, electricity, industrial waste treatment. There is fashioning the parks as premier parks that is in the country. Now, Evelyn Anita, the State Minister for Investment and Privatization, recently revealed that the government had already secured enough land that is from across the country, that is for the development of 25 industrial parks to boost industrialization.
Well, that is, I believe that's a great initiative right there. And of course, seeing the variety of choices that one has to look into.
Exactly.
Whichever field you feel is suit for you, you can go and get yourself.
Manufacturing, cables, electricity.
But the problem I have with is just that most of these cases come about of, exploitation in these industries.
Actually, that was something I also wanted to think about, the minimum wage for these workers, these Ugandans that are being given jobs. Of course, they are known for being of course, exploitation is into somebody tells you I work the entire day and 5,000 a day, some 4,000, 3,000, and that is all. You don't have a monthly sort of a salary that comes in, but you're given 2,000, 3,000 on a daily basis,
and minus allowance.
Minus an allowance. So imagine how much is that? Every much it's creating employment. Maybe because majority of the people that are actually working here, you find that they are too near. Like probably a kilometer away from the factory.
They are natives within.
Natives. None of them actually uses transport. In most cases, if you've seen factory workers, majority of them, normally they trek. They work with them. They move towards that. But it's
still little.
Yeah, it's still not a guarantee that somebody should be exploited because they stay. Because remember, away from that, they have quite lots of aspects to care about, and with the current standards of living that are increasing on a daily basis. It sounds good, but understanding that other perspective of how much. So
I'm just imagining if at all maybe your pay was at 5,000 a day, if you have to get off lunch, probably trek home. I mean, how much are you going to save at the end of the month? It's quite little. I must imagine.
It's little.
And you have responsibilities. You have rent. You have a family. You have to feed.
You have a family to feed. Very true.
I think the number of employees you have is it also determines the amount you'll pay, because it also determines on how much you get
Yeah, because yeah.
25,000. That's a lot of employees.
Yeah, 25,000 jobs. Okay, I think this is a compound number. It's not like one factory. It's like a number of factories manufacturing, and 60 factories employing 25,000. So you can make an estimation and see how many 25,000 divide 25,000 by 60. So it can give you an average of about how many workers can actually an average factory can employ. You know, in that 160 acres, is it? Actually, it's what the report noted in here. If I may check here to see and confirm. Actually, they launched 16 new factories. And the land has capacity to hold 60 factories. But the industrial park is 619 acres. So you can, that's quite a huge plot. I mean, to hold. So 25,000, 60. It can give you a picture of how many people each factory can actually employ. And the more you employ, the bigger the numbers, the bigger the output. You know, the bigger the profits. That means as you make the profits, the people that are helping you to make these profits also need to be paid back in return a fair pay.
You know, I like the fact that most of these factories may be in up country. They're going up country into there, and most of the employees are going to be these home people. Why? Because now in the cities it's congested. Lately.
The cities are
congested. True. There is no land. There is no land. So the only option we have here is to go back to the village where there is plenty of land. You know, where there is a factory or this kind of industrialization, there is a way the town, you know, grows somehow.
True.
You get. So, you know, in regards to transportation, if the roads were poor, the roads are going to be facilitated for people come in. So definitely it gives you an opportunity for a district or maybe a city to grow as well.
Very true.
Yeah, that is why maybe they're settling for those upcountry districts, because I mean they have a lot of opportunity. Yeah, so we have to have a united Uganda where every resources, services are incorporated in, because first of all, if there are factories, there has to be shops around. That means more employment for people, business in the business sector. You know, so definitely it all benefits the both of us.
Very true.
Yeah.
Okay, very interesting. Now, as we reveal this report further, according to Robert Amakiza, that is the Director General of Uganda Investment Authority, President Museveni directed that 25 industrial parks should be built, that is by 2025. You know, now land for 16 parks has already been provided free by local governments, that is across the country, and the land is encumbered and will be provided free, that is for the coming investors. The result of that, of course, by 2025 the land has capacity of 16 factories. So far 16 have been established. But by 2025, 3 years from now, we need to, President Museveni believes we should have at least 25 industrial parks. That is by 2025. Now, land for industrial parks has been provided free, and that is by the local governments. Now, with the increased raw materials that is across the country, there will be enough feedstock to meet demand that is of the various industries in the industrial parks at the same time. Now, the development of industrial parks speaks to the perspective of the Vision 2040, which seeks to achieve transformed Ugandan society. And that is from a peasant to modern and prosperous country, that is within a space of about 30 years, and as well as the overall strategic goal of the National Development Plan 3. Remember, we are actually entering the phase of the National Development Plan 4. Yeah, but of course, it's always important before we do transitions, we do what we call comparisons and see whether the previous development plan, what have we been able to achieve and what has made us not be able to achieve that. Yeah, now of course industrial park development is also with the objective of the public investment management strategy, of course, which aims at sustainable production, productivity, the value addition and key growth areas by developing industrial parks that is strategically and equitably across the country around specific production and supply chains at the end of the day, so you can really paint that whole picture. And what does that mean for the performance of our economy, Uganda? Well, it's exactly 21 minutes past 7. This is Smart Means Business, your daily Kickstarter. We're here to bring you that information that is quite key and important, which is very crucial when it comes to decision making and implementation at the same time. Well, at this point, still before we head into the break, I'd love to remind you that the Market on the Zambia platform are already anytime are going to be on. And for you to participate, it's quite very simple. Star 292 hash is simply the code, and you'll be able to buy bonds and securities for just 15,000 Ugandan shillings. Yes, the markets are going to be opening at exactly 8:15 up to 3:15 p.m. East African time, and this is effective Monday up to Friday today, which is the last day of the week for the markets to operate, apart from the weekends and the public holidays. But for some time we've not had public holidays, so the markets today they have actually run from Monday up to Friday. So if you missed out, probably we should wait for next week. And now here you buy bond securities for that fee, and this is something which is quite vital for your financial security. Let the money work for you, as you can actually do other things. This can act like a side business for you. That's why Zabo says, my money, my future. And also to East Africa tells you, well, you got to do something new for yourself. Remember, it is 2023. Well, now we took a short break, and we shall be returning and take a look at what's happening in the Caribbean, East Africa, and the international news at large.